All right, guys, we are live. It is Sunday, December 28th, 2025, MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin. In the middle, Big Marcel, the co-host, and our special guest today, Zach Licks MMA, here to give out our 2025 MMA Awards. Now, Zach, originally I called them the UFC Awards, but I was like, you know what? Zach's going to come on. Zach's the fucking man when it comes to developmental MMA, right, Zach? You're the man for that.
Yes.
There we go.
The next up and coming in MMA.
Absolutely, you're gonna come and do the precursor to UFC guys. You're gonna give out your awards for that. So, anyways, glad to have you guys here. Zach, your Eagles just beat my Bills in a pretty crazy finish there. I think they made the right call going for the 2-point. They just missed the throw.
Yeah.
Guy was wide open. Happens, but good win for you guys. You guys were dogs today, right? I think Eagles were like, what was it plus 150? Was it plus 180? I can't remember what it was, but
that's about right because I think the Bills were minus 175 or so.
Yeah. So nice job. You bet on them today or Eagles or?
I thought the Bills were going to win.
Right, of course. Same here. All right, let me get some comments here, guys. Antoine, what's up, brother? Glad to have you here, brother. Cyclectals, what's up, man? Glad to have you here. Ghost, what's up, man? Glad to have your Ghost. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Samus, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm feeling like a little better, but I'm still 100%. I gotta check this out this week. Not as bad as I was last week, guys, but still a little under the weather. I just had a nap for a bit and then I woke up. So hopefully I got enough energy to get through this podcast. But glad to have you guys here. Let me just tweet this out. Done. There we go. And let me throw this link up here. There we go. Okay, cool. Let me just get this comment here, Antoine. I was just listening to Stop and Stare. One Republic? Not really, actually, to be honest. Maybe Marcel, probably.
No, I don't know, and I feel like it's too late to apologize, so no.
All right. Well, I say we get into it. Zach, we gave you obviously all the categories, which I'm excited to talk to you about. So yeah, we're gonna do our awards. Also, our friend Lazy Bed's in the chat. Lazy Bed's team won today too, Zach. Cleveland Browns. They beat your you're not a Steelers fan at all, though, right? Like you hate the Steelers? Yeah.
I don't like the Steelers at all.
Yeah.
No, I'm Eagles and Ravens.
Ravens too? Well, I guess you're in between, right? Where you live? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Anyways, all right. So we're gonna do our awards here, guys. It's gonna be fun to do. I got 10 categories here, so I think that the way we're gonna do it is like, Zach, you're welcome to give your UFC awards too, but I got you on because I want to hear your thoughts on developmental MMA, man. I mean, you know everything about it. You're the guy. You're the man when it comes to this stuff, and I try to watch as much as I can, but it's hard, you know. And Marcel, I mean, same with him. So, but that's where we got you on, man. We didn't want to ignore it. There's a lot of, like you say every week, Zach. There's a lot more MMA going on than just UFC. There's no break right now, right? There's Octagon MMA today. I don't know. You want to talk about that card really quick before we get into the meat and potatoes here?
Yeah. I mean, Octagon easily becoming probably the number one in Europe. Cage Warriors probably still technically leads right now, but Cage Warriors isn't doing 40,000 seat arenas, so they can fight over that part. Great card. Topped the co-main and main event were names people kind of knew. It was Zomagol. I'm not going to try to say his last name, and then even the Undertaker. I forget his actual real name, and then Martin Boudet.
Yeah.
And Martin Boudet in the main event. So when these fighters don't stick around or can't hang anymore in the UFC for one reason or another, they tend to go back to where they originally built and then try to go elsewhere, which at one point we had options. Now it's like maybe PFL and hope for UFC to call back.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think you're talking about Jalga Jumagulov. Did he win?
Yeah, he did. Okay. Yeah,
nice.
I think he was the second person to finish. Undertaker.
He's gonna celebrate for having another kid, right, Marcel? He's got two families. I think he's got two wives, right? This guy.
And a fiance.
Two wives.
And a fiance. Okay, nice.
Oh, really, Zach? I mean, you're married. You got enough with your hands with one wife, right? I don't know how these guys have three wives. How does he have time, dude? Like, it's crazy. That's the thing. How do you have time? Like, run around and that's wild, man. Anyways, Craig's here. Craig, what's up, brother? Glad to have you here, Craig. Craig's Bengals won today, so most of you guys won. I mean, my team lost, me and Cole's team lost, but all the rest of you guys had winning teams. Antoine, what's up, brother? He says, do you think a regional fighter could ever win Fight of the Year? Oof. Probably not, just because of the level of competition, I would say, you know? But, I mean, there's some guys that are interesting picks, for sure. Also, I just realized I called it the 2026 MMA Awards. I'm a dumbass. I jumped ahead by a year here, guys. My bad. All right. Let me just fix that in the title. But yeah, so let's start with the fighter of the year, Marcel. We're gonna do
Fight?
male fighter of the year.
I mean,
That's the first award. I'll start with
okay.
you, man.
You start with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So until the second last event of the year was clear Merab really for me, But
Yeah.
in my opinion, and that's just my opinion, you cannot be fighter of the year if you have lost in that year. So then he's not. I cannot choose him anymore. Although I think he kind of deserves it. So then I'm gonna look who else. For me, it's important who you fought, not how many times you fought, in my opinion. So because then we can give Kevin Holland every year the fighter of the year if it depends on how many times you fought. So for me, it's Islam, dude. He was the second after Merab for me. You can go Jan, you can go Van, I don't mind. But for me, Islam defended his belt, went to another division, and got the title there a very convincing way. I mean, people will say maybe Topuria would have been also, but I mean, Topuria only went to the other division. So, yeah, it's Islam for me. So, Islam Makhachev. And it's more by default, I feel like, because I think
Okay.
Merab should have had it, in my opinion. But Merab wanted to have that fourth fight, which cost him.
By the way, our friend Dangerous is in the chat too. What's up, brother?
Something.
Here's the thing. I actually think you could win fighter even if you lost, but it would have to be like a situation where you lost in January and then won like 4 fights after that. I think that's a way you could win, or maybe you moved a weight class and lost. Like a few years ago, Volk, for instance, when he lost to Islam, like he had a close fight, and I think that's the situation. But I think in general, yeah, I'm with you. Like I think Merab he fumbled the bag, as they say, right, Marcel? He fumbled the bag.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on a different route. I'm going to go Joshua Van. Now. Obviously, the way he won the belt is weird. I mean, he won by an injury. Like, there's no doubt about it. It wasn't like a clean win, but he won 4 fights this year. He won a number one contender fight in short notice and then won a title. And he's the second youngest champion, right, of all time behind John Jones. First guy in the 2000s to win born in the 2000s to win a belt. So for me, that's my pick. Now, I didn't want to go with the straightforward pick. I think that probably is Islam, and I think it's a good pick. But I wanted to give a shout out to another guy here. So I'm going to go with my boy Josh Van. I'm a little biased, Marcel. I'm a little biased here. Josh is my boy. He doesn't know me, but he's my boy. But,
I don't want to be special. So
yeah. I'm going to go Josh Van. 4-0 this year, baby, and won the belt, and I think 24 years old. So he's super young.
Can we discuss each other's picks, by the way? Is that just that I give my opinion what I think about your pick? Is that okay?
Of course, you're going to say I'm wrong,
okay.
obviously.
No, I'm not going to say you're wrong. There is no wrong, in my opinion. You can pick whoever you want. For me, it's like I said, Joshua Van is a possibility, of course. But just like for me, the way it went, and it's not even his fault.
Yeah.
But that's tough for me to pick him. But I mean, if you look at what he did, I mean, he got a massive opportunity in taking on Roy Val. Amazing fight, won the fight, got the title shot, and won the title. So I mean, there's definitely a case for him keep being picked. So yeah, I have no problem with it at all.
Yeah, for sure. Zach, I want to get your thoughts now. Again, you're welcome to give UFC pick too, but I want to hear your thoughts on the developmental team.
Yeah, I'll wrap up UFC real fast. I did go with Merab.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
There you go, Marcel.
I did hang on that last fight because not only did he get beat, he got his ass kicked. Yeah. It wasn't like a close fight at all. Like that last fight, I fully expect no one, I guess, besides MMA Junkie and me to give it to Merab because he got dog walked for 44 3/4 of a fight. I mean, he was shut down. His liver was pulsating. Like there was not even a close fight. Regional developmental though, I had to go kind of with the same policy by being active and who they beat and all that. And that's Ryan Cafaro. 30. He started the year 35. He's 36 now. 3 fights this year, 2 TKO finishes, 1 by decision. In between those, he did 2 Corey Anderson camps, which is why he did not get a 4th fight this year. And this is a kid who, I can't even say kid because we're the same age, a guy who shouldn't be this good at his age anymore, but because he didn't take the damage that everyone else did at the ages that you do, he's now more mature and has reasons to fight versus just fighting for the hope to get to the UFC, while still having ambitions to at least get 1 fight in the UFC. And the names he's given out are like really fun fights. He either wants Tommy Morrison or he wants Nate Landwehr. Like, it's two names no one's really calling out yet either. So, I mean, that's a good way for UFC to get a fun one out of Nate, which I think every Nate fight's almost fun, or try to build a better win than what Tommy Morris would probably get in a debut anyway.
Love it. I mean, just like I said, this is why we got Zach on, man. Give it a different take. Let me get some thoughts.
By the way,
go ahead.
you said Marcel, he's picking Merab. Like I said, I mean, it depends on what your how do you say that, your the way you pick. You know, for me, it's like I said in the beginning, I cannot pick somebody who has lost in the year. You know, but if you are like, it doesn't matter, but it shows like he got 3 wins and he got 3 big wins, you know, as well. I can fully agree with Zach that he picks Merab as his fighter of the year. Just by the standards I put as fighter of the year or female fighter of the year, you cannot lose that year, you know. So that's why he's not in my list. But Merab, listen, if Merab didn't fight that fight against Jan, which he couldn't have taken, you know, because that fight, he wanted that fight, he asked for that fight. If he didn't take that fight, he's fighter of the year for me, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
He fought 4 times this year. I mean, like,
Yeah.
he saved the. It's like Pereira, I think. What was it, 2 years ago when he saved their bacon, right? Yeah. Anyways, I think I mean, it's fair. It's a justifiable pick, but for me, like I said, I went with Van. You went with his. We have 3 different picks, and then you went with Ryan Foro. There you go. Yeah. Criteria. What's up, Joe? Glad to have you here, brother. Yeah, nice job. That's another. There's your fellow Eagles, Mark here, Zach in the chat. All right, let's go to the next awards category here, guys. I got female fighter of the year. I'll start with this one. Actually, I'll let you start again, Marcel. I'll just let you start and I'll go second. Let's just do it like that. I want to hear your thoughts. I know you picked Valentina. I already know you did, right?
Fucking horrible to pick here, you know, this year. I mean, Zhang lost to Valentina. I know she went up, but she could completely dominate in that fight, you know. Mackenzie Dern got the title by default, in my opinion, you know. So the only other champion for me to pick is Valentina. I would love to pick Natalia Silva maybe next year, but I mean, I gotta go Valentina, man, you know. And she got a close fight with Manon Fiorot. She won that fight, and then she fought Zhang, and she dominated that fight, you know. So listen, for me, it's like the biggest fights, cannot lose. Gotta go Valentina. Maybe a lot of people will maybe even pick Mackenzie Dern, but I think listen, I love Mackenzie, you know that, but I don't even think she's like top 3 in that division, in my opinion. So, I mean, yeah, I gotta go with the champion with Valentina, and that's my pick, man. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's the safe pick, you know, and I think it's probably the right pick, but I went with the other option, which I think is Mackenzie Dern. That's who I picked. 2-0 this year. I think Valentina was also 2-0, so there wasn't a ton of options. Let's be honest here, guys. There wasn't a ton of options. They actually had the least amount of UFC women's fights this year, I think, than any other year. Also, I think you could pick Dakota Ditcheva. I think that's another. We didn't talk about her, but I think you could. I wouldn't, but I think you could. I went with Mackenzie though because again, like she came out of nowhere to win this belt. I'm with you, Marcel. Like I think she's very beatable. I think that she's not the best fighter in that division, and she is the champion, surprisingly. But I still went with her here again, 2-0, and won the belt. A massive underdog when the year started. No one thought she'd win. Actually, her and Josh Van. Imagine you parlay both of them, like to win to be the champion at the end of 2025. Beginning of the year was like plus 6,000 for Van, and plus I think like was it plus 20,000 or something for Mackenzie Dern? Zach, you must know that. You saw that. So some of those people had those like futures tickets that were like insane. So that's my pick again. Valentina's a safe pick, Marcel. I think you went the safe route here, and that's fair. But I went the second route here and took my girl Mackenzie Dern. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, I didn't realize how bad UFC's WMMA has been this year. There's a reason why these fights tend to open the card because no one cares. There's like no one worth watching outside of like the top 3, and even those it's like filler at this point. I took the lazy route to it and went with Valentina because it was like who else? I didn't even think of Mackenzie Dern because like to me, I just like she was gifted a title shot because of like circumstances. She did what she had to do. She won. There was no denying who she won, but it was one of those like I don't care who she defends it against. I don't care when Zhang beats the shit out of her. Like I hope she defends it once before Zhang gets to her.
Yep.
Also, by the way, do you know Dana White had a pick for a female of the year, and it was Nina Drama. So, just for you guys to know. Go ahead, Zach.
And then regionally, kind of the same thing with Invicta gone. It's hurting.
Yep.
My pick though is Joy Pendel. She Needs to be signed by someone soon because she's also 36. I didn't realize both my fighters regionally were 36 this year. But Joy went 4 for 4 this year, all 4 by finishes. 2 of them, maybe even 3, were PFL fighters before, so like, she's getting name value now. She has reached out and has talked to Cyborg, who we all know Cyborg doesn't run her social, so she didn't talk to Cyborg.
Yeah.
And there was even she never said no, put it that way, to a fight between the two. It was one of those ones where it makes no sense for Chris Cyborg to fight a debut on a bigger stage. So she's trying to get Leah McCourt now, which I think is a great PFL debut because what the hell else do they do at Leah? Feed her to Dakota? So
I thought she called on Cyber, right? That's what you were saying? Yeah.
And
I guess.
Because even Leah called out Cyborg. It's like, all right, who'd you beat?
She lost to Sarah Collins, I think, her last fight, right? She hasn't fought since then. Yeah. But there's not many options, right? I mean, could you pick Cyborg for this category too? I didn't even think about that. You probably could, but like, how many times did she fight in MMA? I think was it twice this year? I think she may. She also had boxing, right?
Yeah, because PFL wasn't doing shows.
Yeah, no, for sure. Fair enough. All right, we get a couple comments here. We got our boy Tristan in the chat. Glad to have you here, man. We got Blake. What's up, brother? Beating Whaley's more impressive. Yeah, it's fair enough. Again, it's the safe pick. You know, I told Marcel earlier today, like, I didn't want to have. I don't know who you picked. I don't know who you pick. I want to have a different pick than you.
Adam was just getting too horny about Mackenzie, you know.
That's true too. I mean, yeah. I got to be careful though, because Tricoli may run after me like he did with Bobby Green. So got to be careful, Marcel. There was another comment, Zach. You're gonna love this one from Lazy Bet. Lazy Bet's female fighter of the year, Fatima Klein, 3-0, 2 finishes, bonus. After losing her short race deep, up and wait to Jasmine, Canadian. I mean, Jasmine was in the running until she got destroyed in her last fight. She was in the running, but she won't get the award. All right, let's go to the next one here, guys. We have best knockout of the year. I like this one a lot. Start with you, Marcel. Best knockout of the year.
Best knockout of the year. Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of options, I feel like, you know. I have 2 honorable mentions. First honorable mention, Elijah Smith with the slam over Toshiomi Kazama.
Great pick.
Yeah, that's my honorable mention. I have another honorable mention is Mauricio Rufi against Bobby Green, or King Green. I think for a lot of people, that's actually the knockout.
That's what most people are picking, I think, from what I've seen.
My one had such a hard impact, in my opinion, that knockout. I think a lot of people was now going to think I'm going to go Lerone Murphy.
I think I might know. I wonder who it is. I wonder if it's the same as me.
It's Kellen Salkild against Nasrat Akbarast.
Oh, the guy that you don't like because you don't like spelling his name, that guy.
I don't. I have to correct Adam here. I never said I don't like him. I didn't like his fight against Gage Young in the Contender Series. A lot of people love that fight.
Yeah, me and Blake in the chat, fellow Aussie, we love that fight.
Yeah, because you guys get stiffies about everything. So
Zach also liked it. Gage Young from FAC. Zach, there you go.
Yeah, okay, but Zach is just nice to you because he wants to be in the podcast, so I understand that. But just kidding, Zach, obviously. But I'm picking Kellen Salkild here. The impact was so fucking hard, man. You know, enough for barely moved, and it was a surprising knockout to me as well because I thought that would have been much more competitive. So for me, it's Salkild.
That's a great pick. So I want to give a shout out here to our guy Fight Talk Only. He made the artwork here through Zach's name on it. We appreciate that. All really good picks. Also, looking at the comments, there's a bunch here like Lerone Murphy, Shama against Big Wank. I know Marcel was crying about that one. You didn't talk in the chat for a week after that.
That was a TKO. That was not a knockout.
Okay, Taser, that was a good one too.
A sick one, yeah.
Here's mine, Marcel. You talk about impact. This is why I thought you were going to say this one. RoboCop against Jack Hermanson.
Yeah,
that's my pick, dude. I mean, like, you talk about impact, guys. Like, that was one of the most brutal fucking knockouts I've ever seen. That was, and then you saw in Hermanson's last fight, I think his chin is completely gone at this point. The caveman knocked him out too, right? So he's gone. But that fucking knockout was nasty as hell. Again, I think most people were going to go with probably one of the spinning elbow knockouts or the Mauricio Rufi one. But again, I want to go a little off the board, and that knockout was nasty. Also, the other one we didn't mention, I think Topuria against Charles Oliveira. I know it's just like a punch, nothing like crazy flashy, but like, incredible. It was incredible. So, Zach, your pick, brother.
Yeah, this year, I mean, this is one that was unlike the women's fight of the year. This one was hard. It was literally going back and forth and being, I even forgot about the RoboCop one, and that one was like
insane.
Jack was dead.
Yeah.
I did go with Lerone Murphy because I think that finally gave people like the push to say maybe he does deserve the title shot. Knowing damn well it's probably he's never going to get another finish in his career. Like, that is his peak right there.
Yep.
I did think about the Elijah Smith one because, like, everyone loves a Rampage Slam.
Yep.
And I think even the Roofy one, I denied that one because it's Bobby Green at this point. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. Like Danger Mouse, our brother here says, Wellmaker against Moutinho. Like, there was a great knockout. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's Chris Moutinho, right? That's the other thing, you know. So
just like the Yo Sang-yo against Saragi was also disgusting. You know that one.
Yeah, someone did mention that in here.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a great knockout. Yeah, I think it was it Blake? Someone mentioned. I forgot to click on it. Here it is. This one. Korean guy. He just called him Korean guy. That's what you sang. You that guy. Yeah. That was beautiful. I mean, there was a lot of picks. What was the regional one, Zach?
I had two. And then it came down to, like, who was it over?
Okay.
The first one was two bums from FFC. I didn't write their. I have it written down. I think at the top. On this
Bums.
Lucas Garbage, whatever, versus Ronald Padilla.
Lucas Garbage.
This was like a one punch thing, and the guy literally, like, just died. Like, he, like,
I know the one. Is that the Popeye one? Like, where it looked like for a cartoon? That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick. Marcelo knows the one you're talking about.
That was a crazy one, and I was like, but, like, literally, like, looking at the matchup, like, not too surprised.
That's a great pick, man.
So the one I did give to was former LFA welterweight champion, who's no longer in the promotion. He's over at UAE Warriors. I assume he's probably managed by Dominance. I don't know why he would make that jump. I'm going to try to say his name. Shamid Khan Magomed.
Marcel knows who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Over Marcus Santana. This was, like, as close to a legal soccer kick you will ever see in MMA. He did that thing where, like, as you're watching, you're like, yo, you're getting DQ'd. But he got off his knee just in time that the kick got him right in his fucking face.
Yeah.
And it was one of those ones that was like, that's like the equivalent of a Rampage Slam. It's like, you're never going to get a soccer kick unless you're over and risen. And this is a guy who, when he left LFA, he was waiting for a call and then somehow ended up in UAE Warriors. So I'm hoping that gets him into maybe Contender Series next year. And then honorable mention, literally yesterday, Tyson Nam got murdered. And
he lost? I didn't see that. He lost?
Oh, he knocked out cold.
Oh, damn. I love Tyson Nam. That's crazy.
And the last time he was even TKO'd was Marlon Morales in 2013.
Yeah, you'd have to think that the guy, I don't know the guy's name, but I would imagine he's going to be on Contender Series, right?
Yeah, Abdul, I forget his last name, but this guy he's already been on the radar anyway.
Yeah.
And finishing Tyson, like, there's beating Tyson Nam, and then there's flatlining him.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was a cooler knockout. He probably would have gotten the award.
I'll have to take a look. I didn't see it. I was what was I doing yesterday? Watching football.
Abdul Hussain.
Yeah, I knew it was something basic. Yeah,
a guy from Finland, and his nickname is Abba.
Jessica Alba, like your girl?
No, Abba, like the Swedish.
Alba, like the Swedish band. Oh, my bad. Sorry, there's the horn dog in me came out again, Marcel. My bad. Carly Judice had a really good knockout over on that girl, Dubin. She had a really good knockout on her.
Yeah.
Mario, this was another one I looked at too. Pinto versus Lane. This was like another meme knockout. I like the meme knockouts. Those are kind of like just the brutality when they just like look like they're gonna like fucking die in the octagon. I thought this was a submission, wasn't it? Didn't he drop the guy and then submit him? I could be wrong. Wasn't it? Yeah. So that doesn't count. Here's a question for Zach. What's the best developmental promotion?
Right now, probably Fury.
Okay. Good pick.
I would probably lean LFA, but LFA is in that weird stage.
Yep.
Even Tapology doesn't call them regional.
Yeah.
They call them like medium-sized.
That's fair.
By the way, guys, if you think you watch a lot of MMA, Zach, how many MMA events do you watch a week?
On a normal week, probably at least 8 every Saturday.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's Saturday.
Right.
That's not counting Friday.
That's like, it's crazy. You're like a poser pretty much. I feel like.
Zach actually, like, he gets his Uber Eats delivered right into his office. Like, the guy knows like the key code to his office and walks right in and just puts the food on the table. He does not leave his office, guys. Ask his wife.
There's a reason why there's a window right here.
Yeah, exactly. Sean McCann was on Tough. Was he? I don't know. Was he?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. I probably and I saw it then. Waldo, Waldo had that. I mean, the Delia one's pretty great too. What goes in? What's the criteria? Yeah, I think all these things, Blake. Flashiness, brutality, stakes, and any of those, I think count.
I feel like it's like up to the one who picks.
Yeah.
I mean, Adam might have a different criteria than Zach, and I have maybe also different criteria. So yeah, it's pretty much.
I think like impact. Really, I think that would be my word. Impact. This was another good one. Yeah, this one. RDF.
Yeah, also for me, it has to be like a knockout, like not a TKO. I will never pick a TKO, It has to be like moveless,
Danger most likes that Smith. I mean, that was you said it, Marcel. This is great. Great pick and incredible. I mean, really incredible. Also,
a career highlight.
Yeah, it really was. I don't know if you saw, by the way, MMA Junkie had a story about like the Sun combos in the UFC, and they put Gilbert Smith / Gilbert Jamal Smith Jr. or whatever. And I have Gilbert Smith on my Facebook. He was fucking pissed about it. He's like, "What the hell is this? Like, that's not my son's name." I sent it to Nolan, and he fixed it. Because actually, he's actually Gilbert Jamal Smith Jr., his dad, and his son is Elijah Smith. Just it's not Gilbert. It's not Junior.
No, but no one is great, man.
No one fixed it. It wasn't his story. It was Mike's story. But yeah, I just told him like, "Hey, this guy's talking shit on Facebook stories, guys. Just so you know." Best contender series knockout. That's a great question. I mean, I have to think about, but the JP Lebesanyani one was nasty. Or what's the guy's name from Cage Titans? Zach, what's his name again? The guy that was
Jack Condon.
Yeah, that was fucking another. I like the meme knockouts, man. The meme ones are the best. This was a good one too. Yeah, Yuri also against Jamal Hill was a good one too, I think, as well. Kind of like a nice comeback. And actually, that's on my next category. Here we go. We're gonna go with one that we spent a lot of time on the knockout, which is totally fair because knockouts are flashy. But I think we got to go to submission now. Let's go to best submission, Marcel. Your pick.
So this was a difficult one because I felt like there were a lot of good submissions, but not many of amazing submissions. Like, I've never seen that one before, So I actually went with a 3-pack here. I went with Walter Walker's 3 heel hooks.
Oh, beautiful! Love it. Love it.
I mean, I think he deserves extra shine for these 3 submission wins. Although it's like against lower tier heavyweight, you still have to do it, And it looked great. So I went with Walter Walker here. I mean, 3 submissions, 3 heel hooks this year. He actually got 4 in a row, but the last one was in 2024. So 3 in 2025. Amazing, So for me, Walter Walker here, one of the 3 you can pick, whatever you want.
Yeah, those are all good picks. I thought about him too. I think with this category, a lot of people will pick a really flashy one that was nice in that John Silva against Bryce Mitchell, especially because like you didn't think that would be the way the fight would end. You thought if anything it would be Bryce Mitchell maybe submitting John Silva. I think that's a great pick. And I think that was the pick I was going to go with, but I thought about it and like a lot of people had picked that one. So I went with a different one here, Marcel, and Zach. Zach will like this one because the guy is a guy from the regional scene, Zach, for many, many years, from the old RFA, Zach. And he had a crazy comeback here in 2025. Tim Elliott submitting Kai Asakura. That's my pick. I mean, I didn't expect it. Again, one I didn't expect, a fight that, let's be honest, I think he was a big underdog in this fight. He hadn't fought in like 2 years, if I'm mistaken. No one thought he'd win this fight. He goes out there and he beats a guy in Asakura with a ton of hype and submits him with a nasty top guillotine. Beautiful finish. So that was my pick, Marcel. I don't know if you have any thoughts about that really quick. That
by the way, True, stop riling me up. It's a good pick, It's something I would never think about, but he was a big underdog, I think, in that fight against Asakura. Asakura coming off that loss in the first title fight, his debut in the UFC, people expecting him to bounce back, and Elliott was like, no, not going to happen. So, yeah, good pick.
By the way, Marcel, you should frame this comment on your wall, dude, and then go whack off to it later. Saab has to be the 3 heel hooks. Marcel just giving all the right answers. What is this, a Marcel stand account? What's going on here, man? I love it.
These people know,
Has to go over Perez. Marcel's pissed. And I still say that Perez was up 2 rounds. I don't give a fuck what the judges said. He was up 2.
Same.
I mean, actually, I'll give Zach before I read that. Let me go with Zach. Zach, you give your UFC and then your regional. I don't want to. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just real fast. Speaking of the stand account, there's a reason why Danger Mouse's initials are DM and Marcel's
there we
MD.
go. Saying Marcel some dick pics there. Yeah,
so I went with Fluffy over Roman, just because like the imagery was just like.
Oh, great pick. Yeah.
It was like back when Brian Battle had that guillotine submission to 1 year. I think it was Brian Battle. It was Trayshawn Gore. I think it was someone who's not good.
Was Gore against Tricoli? Maybe was that the one?
Friend.
Framed. You get framed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fram. Yeah. Nice.
Where it was just like it looked like if they didn't stop the fight or if he didn't tap, like he was gonna get killed. Like some of the UFC refs are just that bad; they're not gonna realize the fighter's out. So I want that just on visual. The heel hook one though is like a heel hook at a lower weight class is impressive. A fat heavyweight doing it is just like. I mean, the only other heavyweight that ever said he had jiu-jitsu was Chris Dawkins, and we never saw it.
I think Cyril Gong got heel hook. Didn't he once person? Was it Dontel Mays? Maybe was it Cyril Gong?
Yeah. No, was it against the? Was it not the first or second fight of Cyril Gahn's UFC, or was it Dontel Mays? It was
Dontel Mays, or maybe it was that Rafael Pessoa guy, that other fat Brazilian guy.
I thought about Pessoa guy, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Zach, what's your
for regional? I actually forgot all about this inverted guillotine or the inverted triangle. That
the one that
Lazy mentioned. That was another one that's like when you watch the clip, you're like, "What the hell is going on?"
I've seen this one. This is nasty. Yeah, this is great. Yeah,
is that the one that looked like the Masvidal against Imada one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is such a nasty. That was one of the best submissions of all time, by the way. Yeah.
The one I went with was submissions for me. Like, I guess it's more flashy or like what looks better, like imagery, because jiu-jitsu doesn't photograph well. So you do like a buggy choke or anything like that, I'm probably going to pick you. This one was Daniel Conrad, a flying armbar over George Hardwick.
Beautiful.
Just because it was like George was pushing him against the cage, and then Daniel was like, "Fuck it," and just jumped the flying armbar and submitted him right away on George Hardwick's birthday. Like nothing could have gotten worse outside of like being Harry Hardwick and debuting and getting your leg killed.
Oh yeah, because Cowie Fernandez, that was nasty.
Yeah.
And that's where like submissions are. Regionally, submissions. They know the UFC doesn't like submission. They want to see knockouts. So like no one really does anything like that.
That's a great point. I actually think that's a great point. Holland versus Luque. Yeah. Luque's washed, but still it was a nice submission. Extra honorable mention: the 13-year-old girl submitted a 37-year-old black belt on CFFC BJJ yesterday. Oh God.
She'll be in UFC BJJ very soon.
Yeah. Oliver versus Gamrot. Yeah. Brahimai, my boy Brahimai.
Shout out Ramis. Yeah. I did my like half season or half year picks last time, and that Ramis was like, "Why didn't you pick me for submission?" I was like, I totally forgot it, to be honest, man. But shout out to Ramis.
Yeah. We're going to answer this question at the end, Antoine, because we're going to do best upcoming prospects. So we'll do that after. I like this one from True. Del Valle is on Delgarian. Yeah. The best one that cost someone money for sure. Oh, this is a great pick too. Costello Vistinas against Johnny Eblin. That's a great pick. I like that one. Sorry, Zach, were you going to say something? Sorry.
I would say that the Bulgarian one is very impressive because it had so many people interested in it.
Yeah, very, very.
Like people who never watch MMA were very interested.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sure they were. People just log back into their DraftKings accounts for the first time in 4 years. Yeah,
right, Jason Herzog.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. You know, when I did that half year awards, Jake Hatley also was on my DM. He's like, "You only do UFC?" I was like, "Yeah,
of course you did.
Of course you deserve it as well." It was great.
Did his manager go after you like he went after me the one time?
Oh no, he didn't.
David Fishman, is that his name? Fishman or something?
Just Fish. Yeah.
Fuck that guy. No, I'm joking. Best fight of the year. Go to this one here. Best fight of the year, Marcel.
For me, it was already decided in June.
I know which. I knew you were going to pick this, obviously.
And it was never been bettered by anything. And I think there were some good fights afterwards. There was one card, there were 2 or 3 possible picks. Yep. But for me, the best fight, and I mean from a technical standpoint, I mean from the impact it had to the division, I mean from everything besides that, it's clearly for me is Joshua Van against Brandon Royval. That fight was fucking awesome. I still love it. And actually, I think like Brandon Royval today had on his Instagram, like it's like the second or third media who picked it. And I said to him like 100% agree with it. He's like, okay, cool, you're also here. So yeah, I think that's a great fight, man, in my opinion. You know, so for me, that's like number one. No
yeah,
question.
That's fair. I knew you were going to pick that anyways. You're a huge Royval nut hugger, so I knew you were going to make that pick.
Not even.
No, but seriously, like it's a great fight. I mean, you can't go wrong with that one. I think that's probably what most people would say. You know what's crazy? So I actually go to the card before that, 1 week before in Baku. There was an absolutely incredible fight between Zach's guy, Nazim Sadikov, and Nicholas Mata, which was just an epic fight. Now, this one ended in, I think, round 2 with crazy knockout, right, by Naz, but that first round, I mean, we didn't do round of the year, but I mean, that could be round of the year. I would think it's up there with that and the fight from Contender Series.
And Ivo against Iwo.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's 30 seconds, right? Or 1 minute 1 minute and 30 seconds. But yeah, no, I went with Nas and Nicholas one. I mean, I don't think I had more fun watching a fight this year, probably except for that fight you just mentioned, Iwo. This fight was incredible. I mean, just two guys going head to head, toe to toe, and Dana White gave them each $100,000, which that doesn't happen that often. I think that card was really shitty. I'm looking at it right now. Was there two finishes? There was two finishes on the card. Nas and then Orobai, who missed weight. So that was it. So that's why Dana's like, fuck these guys. Yeah. He's like, I'm giving you $100,000. So that was my pick. I think it was an amazing fight. Zach, your pick?
Yeah. I felt there was only. I felt this year was like a 1A, 1B. And
those two fights. Let's fucking go. Let's go.
I went with Nas not because of the whole Uncaged podcast, just because that you could have finished it in the first round for Nick. You could have finished, and it did finish in the second round for Nas. Either way. I mean, I think I was driving. I was like, "Fuck, Nas lost," because Nick was just going full Tyson on him, and thankfully Jason Herzog, I believe, did not want that fight. I think it was Jason that fight. Didn't want that fight to end yet, so he let it keep go. Then regionally, it's kind of the same style fight. You take that Nas and Nick fight and make it regionally. Jack Foote versus Brennan Gate at Cage Warriors 199. I started making a list of posting when these regional fights, because there's so many going on that when you come to the end of the year, you're kind of picking one that just happened 2 weeks ago. This is one that I think I tweeted and posted it on Instagram about right away, because it was Cage Warriors, you pay them more than the $500 they're getting, and those two together, it was just nonstop for I think it went a round and a half, and by the time the fight ended, you felt it was a full fight because there were just that many strikes starting.
There you go. Great pick. A couple other picks here. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I give a couple of honorable mentions? I think the fight between Diego Lopez and John Silva was also
that was another
crazy.
one I thought about too, for sure.
And also want to give a mention to Chris Duncan against Rebeski and Terrence McKinney.
Same card, right?
Alvis Brenner against Ribovic against Alvis Brenner it was, I think, right?
Ribovic had a few good fights this year. Also, I think the Hack Press one was really good too. Ribovic is a beast. Yeah, all great picks. Also, the Contender Series fight between I came with Martinetti and Mark Falogden. That fight was, I mean, it's not UFC, but to me, it's one of the best fights. As the UFC says, Marcel, the best fight of all time, right? The UFC says that. So
yeah, you have to tell her.
Yeah. Eric McMahon commented on that because he refereed that.
Yeah.
And he said literally, because people were asking why did you let that fight keep going?
Yeah.
And he said it was one of the first times that the fan in him came out, where he looked over and he's like, "Do you want to go?" And the guy was like, "You're goddamn right, I do."
Was that the Grind City Media podcast? Was that the one with John where he's talking about? Yeah, that's actually really good. I listened to that, and I think he was saying he knew when the fight was, he knew it was something special. He's like, I knew it was special when I was watching it. I was in the cage with these guys. It's one of those fights, Zach, like you said, you don't want to be the guy who stops an epic fight like that. It's a tough situation, right, for the ref, but he handled it great. I mean, Eric's a really good ref, I think.
His eyebrow was down to his chin.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy. Fight was sick. D-Rod, that was a great fight. This was a really good fight too. D-Rod and Holland. It was awesome. Both guys got knocked down. Also, I think D-Rod was a huge underdog on that card.
And wasn't that the fight where Holland didn't get fight of the night? Well, he maybe should have got a fight. Yeah.
No, and Gunnar, I still don't know why he won for the Gunnar Nelson. JDM Bilal's a great fight. I'll talk more about that later. Marab and Umar, that's a good fight. That was a great fight, actually. Khalil Yuri, I mean, Yuri's had a few good ones. Also, I think the Hill fight was decent too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, all you guys have good picks. But yeah, I mean, this fight was amazing. It's not a UFC fight, so that's why it couldn't be my pick, but it was an amazing fight. All right, let's go to the next fight here, guys. We have best comeback of the year. Best comeback, Marcel.
Next category. Yeah.
Why? You're going to pick up?
Let's go to the next fight. You said no.
The next bad. Sorry, next guy. My bad. Sorry. Yeah, I'm so used to saying that. My bad.
I mean, for me, this was whoever you can pick, because there have been a lot of comebacks, in fights.
Really good ones.
But for me, almost, and I was thinking about Asu Amabayev, Alex Perez, but it was 1-1 officially on the scorecard, so I didn't went with that one. I went with Yuri Prohaska over Khalil Roundtree, because Yuri was 2018 down on the scorecards, on all three scorecards, he had to do something, and he came guns blazing in, went like a retard, like he always does, I'm just saying how it is, and he knocked out Roundtree, and he completely flipped the script there. So for me, Yuri Prohaska, Khalil Roundtree, comeback of the year.
Good pick. Yeah, I went with Phil Rowe against Angelosa. I mean, this was incredible. That's my
Good
pick.
as
Just
well.
an amazing comeback. He was down 2 rounds and
Mhm.
then fucking brutally knocks the guy out. I love Phil. I love the Fresh Prince, Marcel, your guy. So
Yeah.
that
I
was
do.
my pick. I thought about Cannonier and Rodriguez as well. That was another one I thought because he got dropped twice in the first round, Jared, but he was up 29-28 heading into round 4 where the finish. That's why I didn't pick it. But I still think the Losa and Rowe ones, because Marcel, he was a minute away from losing that fight.
Yeah, true.
And
Yeah.
not only, I think he would have been cut if he lost the fight.
I
too.
think so too. Yeah.
We literally saved his fucking career. It's unfortunate he lost his last fight against
Succo.
Sucker and Co. Yeah, Sucker and Co. Yeah. That's Brendan
Brandon
Fitzgerald's
Fitzgerald's my favorite guy. Yeah.
But Dan, that was I mean, that's my pick, and I feel good about it because I remember even the odds. Zach, he was like a plus 2,000 dog at that point. Like he was done. So, what do you think, Zach?
Yeah, I think both these fights sucked as far as betting. I was on the wrong side of both of them. I actually both fights I turned off because like on Yuri and Khalil, I was going to go pick up wings, and I was like, I don't need to see it. Like,
are you
Yuri's
me?
doing nothing.
Am I you? Are you me picking up wings? Come on.
I was like,
Zach's like me.
Yuri's not doing anything. I can wait to get in the car, and I turned on, and the
I was
Discord's going.
shit to Marcel in DMs. I was like, "You fucking idiot! You should have listened to me."
Yeah.
And Khalil is plus 150 dog, and then Marcel's like, "Oh, you were saying?"
I get in the car, and the Discord's going crazy. I'm like, "What the hell did I miss?" And
sick.
it popped on. I was like, "I didn't need to see that." And then same thing with Phil Rowe. I was at an Art of War show, and I was like, I don't need to see this anymore. I turned it off, and then the Discord goes crazy again. And I was like, what? How are these bets losing? Like, they're at the end. But as far as the fight, though, I went with Yuri just because of the fact that like Yuri had like the shittiest like spree coming into that too. Like he needed that win, and I felt like a genius as Cleo was like walking over him. That I turned it off and it went the other way. And and Yuri's back to like being motivated again. Does that go anywhere? I don't know.
Yeah.
But and then as far as regionally, kind of the same kind of topic there, where like someone was beat for the entire fight. This was a 5-round title fight at Cage Warriors. Nicholas LeBlanc versus Sajidul Hag. Sajidul was winning. This was like Usman versus Edwards too.
Hmm.
Like it was literally to the end, and like you just saw Saj get tired, and literally like Nick just like threw whatever he had left in the right hand, dropped him and submitted him.
Yeah,
bro, and he's been trying to get in the UFC for such a long time already, you know, Saj. So yeah,
and it sucks because like he's getting older because he never gets the call, and it was one of those ones where like when it happened, I was like, damn, like that sucks because like. With that kind of loss, like he's never getting a call now. His age is too like he might as well retire as a whole now. That's where the comebacks come from. Like what I mean, either way, someone wins and loses, but the comeback it hurts everyone.
Yep. Antoine had a few comments. Is A-Rod the first guy to name A-Rod? I guess. I mean, I know A. Rogers is named that too. I mean, I'm sure there's other people. Best comeback of all time. Great. I mean, yeah, that's a good one. Anderson Chill. And the one that you just mentioned, Zach. Leon Edwards. And
Kim Kardashian. Do you know that part? That clip?
I don't know. What?
Kim Kardashian. You don't know the clip? When these I don't know for what show it is. The guy got asked like, "What's the best comeback of all time?" And then he's like, "Kim Kardashian. She got cum on her back."
Oh, that's what I thought. I knew you were going to say that, but yeah, I mean, I've seen the videos. They're
okay, good.
Sergio Pettis. That's a great pick by Antoine too. I forgot about. I mean, obviously that was incredible. He was actually like, I remember the odds in that one. He was like plus 2,000 at the time he got the knockout. I like this comment here from Lazy Man. To be honest, Adam, Marcel, and Zach look like three brothers separated at birth. One round up in Canada, other in Netherlands, and they dropped Zach in Philly, so it'd be close to CFC. Poor Zach. Probably you'd be better off watching BTC up here, Zach. Although they cancel half their fights half the time. So, no, you. Oh, what? You can make the comment. It's all good. I don't. All right, let's go to the next category here, guys. Best event of the year, Marcel.
Yeah, so there might be some recency bias. I'm going with UFC 323. I think that was a fucking amazing event. It had like 4 possible fight of the nights almost, you know. Many finishes. Very fun fights overall, you know. And I think just the co-main event was kind of a stinker because of how it ended, but still, like, all respect to Joshua Van. But overall, great card, man. So that's the one I'm picking, 323.
Great pick.
Thank you.
I'm biased with my pick. I'm so fucking biased with this one, Marcel. You know I'm picking for this card, right?
317.
No, 315.
350. Oh, it's a Canada.
Yeah, the only card I went to this year. That's the one I'm going.
I mean, I think Natalia was on it, so
yeah, if she was on the card, that's why I thought you had the lube ready for that one. No, but honestly, like, this card was sick. It was a great card. It really was. I drove from Toronto to Montreal for that card, stayed the night, and came home. Just going through the card, it started off with a great knockout. Becksat knocked out Bracatona. It was great. Great fight between Daniel Santos and Jung Young Lee. Awesome fight. Marco Ribeiro then fucking, like, puts a dent into Bruno Silva's head. That was incredible. The worst fight, one of the worst fights, was probably the Sterling and Ursula fight. It wasn't very good. And Bukowskis and Kudla wasn't amazing. But then you had Jasmine with a great finish on Andrade. Then my guy Mike Malott knocks out your boy Charles Radke, Chuck Buffalo, with a nasty hook. Then you had the main card. It was great. Benoit Saint-Denis had a nice finish. Marcel's girl Natalia had a great performance. My guy Amy Zahavi had a really good fight with Jose Aldo, which was the fight of the night until the main event between Jack Della Madeline and Bilal Muhammad, which was one of the best fights of the year. I did skip over Valentina and Furo because it actually wasn't a bad fight. It was okay, but I mean, it wasn't great. So overall, I mean, I know I'm a little biased with this one, but I was there and it was a really good card. So that's probably why it has a little bit of more, meaning to me. But yeah, I think 317 was a really good pick too. Topuria and Oliveira, a lot of finishes on that card. There were some really good cards. There was another card, God, I can't remember, later in the year that had almost every fight was a finish. Marcel, which card was that?
Qatar was pretty good as well.
Was it Qatar? Yeah, I think it had almost every fight was a finish, right? So I think that was good. So yeah, a lot of good picks for this one. Zach, your pick?
Yeah, I think this is another one that has that weird category because you can go. This is probably me also defending my pick because my pick compared to like a good card, like you both picked. My card overall probably was one of the shittiest cards of the year, like finish wise. But I'm big on like atmosphere and like crowd. I thought Baku was like insane. It was borderline like the French crowd when they would go to UFC France, where the crowd was just everything because they never got it before. This is their first actual like big MMA card. So they were there like Theo Von from like the first fight on. And it just got louder and louder as you got to the actual Azerbaijan people like Nas and Raphael. Outside of that, like 317 is probably one of the better cards. That and 315.
Yeah.
And then atmosphere again. That kind of is where I went with the regional side this time. Cage Titans presents Ring Titans 1.
That was the one you were at with
yeah.
Yeah.
So not only is the venue and the setup there fantastic for a fight card, be it Muay Thai or MMA.
Yeah.
Ring Titans 1, they started with a cage. They started with the cage. I'm probably saying it reversed. And then they start with the cage. They broke the cage down and pulled the ring out.
That's crazy.
Within 40 minutes. So they completely dismantled the cage, moved on like skid row pullers a ring out there, and like they came back and told us like give us like 30-45 minutes. We're like, we'll give you an hour and a half.
Yeah,
like there was like, we're looking at it, there was no way, and they actually did a great job of actually recording like a stop motion of it. And I mean, they came back and they literally like pounded at the table in the media room. It was like 45 minutes, and I was like, no fucking way. Awesome. And it was just cool to see, like, because like I've seen events where they do split setups, and you literally have to like move your seat to go see it. These guys. They kind of covered it on their weekly podcast, and they kind of said like everyone told them they couldn't do it, so they said we have to do it now.
Yep. And
I think they also said they'll never do that again because it was just one of those like it will never work out again.
Great pick. Yeah. Next year, you know what your pick's going to be when you go to the Cotton Eye Joe for the first time next year.
I will be at the Cotton Eye Joe sometime in 2026.
Let's fucking go. Let's go. This is a really good pick, but not for comeback of the year, but comeback. Sorry, not like a fight, but a comeback for a fighter. Because BSD was kind of written off, man, and then he had an amazing year.
By you.
So by me, yeah, a little bit, yeah. It all started with you know what's funny? Kyle Preplik gave him probably the hardest fight he had this year, which is great to say. I was like, oh shit, Kyle Preplik's going to knock him out. For a second there, I thought. Honorable mention, this is a good one. Karate Combat Miami, the 1 a.m. start time over 7 hours delayed. Jesus. And now they don't have any events anymore, so fuck, they fucked up there. All right, let's go to the next fight, you guys. We have, or not next fight, next. I keep saying that. I'm so used to it. Next category here, Marcel.
Yeah.
Best debut of the year. I like this category a lot. Marcel, go ahead.
So yeah, best debut of the year. So I give two honorable mentions before I gonna give it. Well, first honorable mention: Alden Correa beating Alessandro Costa on short notice. I think an amazing debut. Got to finish there as well. Very well done. Another honorable mention for my countryman Yusri Bulgari beating Azamat Bekoyev also in his debut, where a lot of people wrote him off. And I also picked Bekoyev, so I cannot say anything. And the one debut of the year is maybe a surprising one for a lot of people, but the guy was super short notice, came into a fight against an undefeated, almost super hyped up prospect. Everybody expected him to be cannon fodder for him, but he made a great fight. Got fight of the month by the UFC, but not fight of the night for some reason. Ethan Ewing beating Malcolm Wellmaker. So for me, Ethan Ewing is the debut of the year.
Yeah, that's a great pick too. You know what's crazy? I can't believe we actually have the same pick. I'm going with Alden Correa. You said an honorable mention. I'm going with Alden Correa against Costa.
Nice.
I never thought this. I didn't expect it. It was short notice. He filled in short notice in this fight, and then fucking destroyed a guy that he was like plus 500. I'm not mistaken. He was a huge underdog here, and he's obviously been through a bit of a rough time in his personal life lately. So I think he's fighting Luis Garule coming up pretty soon here, which I think is he should be a big favorite in that fight. I like this kid. He's good. Zach mentioned Fury FC earlier. They're, Josh Fan. This guy. There's going to be other guys from that camp. What's the camp called again, Zach?
4 ounce.
4 ounce. Yeah, I was going to say like your podcast. They ripped off his podcast. Fuckers. But yeah, I think that would be my pick. And yeah, I think you can't go wrong. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, I love to see Alden get the respect he has earned so far. The whole 4 ounce team. I joke and say I'm biased because of the podcast name.
You're part of the team, right? Yeah, of course. You run their social media.
But like you have Josh Van, you have Alden Correa, you have Michael Oswell, you had Daniel Pineda, you had like a few others that came in.
Hopefully we'll come back, by the way. I know Marcel reached out to his manager.
His lawyer.
But we don't know yet. We don't know, right, Marcel? We have no idea. There's no...
but as far as my debut for the UFC, I went with Blake, hop on here and say his name. Keelan
Salkeld, yeah.
That's more so just the fact that it was one of those, like, I think I write off every Australian that comes into the UFC.
Sure.
And he came in, good first debut, and then the second fight, I think that may have been the Nasserat one, where he killed the guy.
Yep.
That was impressive there. And regionally, this is like a topic that's hard to say, because like, what do you call him debut? Is it AMI? Is it pro?
Yeah.
So I went for debut. I took it literally, and
sure.
As much as I hate to say it, like Gable Stevenson.
Sure.
Yeah, good pick.
It's one of those ones where like they at least booked him correctly, unlike Bo Nichols' like regional career. Like
sure.
Bo fought a guy that like asked for change just out of 7-Eleven, and then he fought like another guy. Then he fought
Jay Pickett, was it? Or
no, before Pickett was his like
debut.
Oh,
Zach Borrego or something. Was that the guy from Fury?
My buddy Zach, and then like they weren't happy with that one, so they gave him the Fury or the CFFC middleweight champion at the time. Because I think CFFC wanted to get rid of Donovan, and I think they thought if he showed that he wasn't ready for the UFC, that he would just quit. But no, like Gable's at least they're building him the right way. Like he's fighting up each fight so far, outside of DBX. And if he goes anywhere, like, okay. If he doesn't ever make it to the UFC, I don't care. He's a rapist. But no, good name, I guess.
Great picks. There's a couple other ones here. Lazy Bit took Bia Mesquita.
Adam to pick that one.
That's what you thought. Marcel messaged. He's like, "Oh, you're taking Bia, aren't you?" Yeah, another 36-year-old, right? Coolin. Yeah, a lot of people say Coolin. It's all killed. Yeah, I mean, you guys, it's a good pick.
Yeah. By the way, Tristan, I think you're mentioning the Asmus fight, but he had the Anshul Jubilee fight before.
Yeah, that still counts too. That was a great knockout, right?
Yeah.
Patchy. Oh yeah, no. Actually, well, I was gonna say Yaka V-Class or whatever, but I wouldn't say that fight was not that good. Worst debut of the year, Harry Hardwick. Yeah, probably. Poor guy he talked shit and then got his legs kicked off, so that wasn't a great debut for anyone. All right, a couple more categories here, guys. Almost done. We have best newcomer of the year, which is kind of a similar category. And Marcel suggested these, and I told him it's similar, but it's a little different because This is just this is an overall category. So go ahead, Marcel.
So best newcomer of the year, Adam was talking with it like, it's not the same as debut. It's like not for me because it has more value to it than just.
Even though you're going to say the
you know?
guy that Zach just picked, aren't you?
No. So
okay.
I was think I have also again 2 honorable mentions. I'm sorry guys, I have to do it. So the honorable mention, first one, Kill and Sal killed. I think he did an amazing year last year. So that's my number 3 pretty much. Number 2 for me is Kevin Vallejos. You know, I think he had also great run in the UFC so far, and he got ranked. So I got to pick like the guy who got in the rankings the highest, in my opinion, as David Martinez.
Oh, it's me. I have the same fucking pick. No way. Are you serious?
Yeah,
I have the same pick. I do have the same pick.
I had to pick him. He
same here.
Rob Font is now in the top 10, I think, or just in the top 10. So he deserves.
And Simon Oliveira too. He knocked him out. It was really nice.
Yeah.
But the win over Font, right? Because he got him into I think ranked 9th now, if I'm not mistaken. So we have the same pick. I can't believe that. I was like, because you actually told me, because I was like, aren't these the same categories? He's like, no, I'm going to pick Ethan Ewing for one and Sal Kill for the other. I'm like, all right, I can't pick Sal Kill now. So I went and fucking picked the emergency. He's still fucking red and fine. Bastard. Great pick though. And Lazy Ben said, hit the like. Appreciate that, Lazy Ben. Zach, your pick?
Yeah, I was between David Martinez and my pick. I went with a Tiba Gartier.
Okay.
It's one of the ones where like I don't think he's shown anything yet. There's still a lot of questions. He seems like a smaller Francis still.
Sure.
So like, but it's that Francis where like you wanted to see his next fight, not where you want him just to go away.
Yep.
So I think first half of 2026 we'll probably see if the Tiba is actually like, good. Or if he just looks good compared to who they're matching him with.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as regional, this is like the debut is hard. Newcomers even harder.
It's a tough category.
Yeah, sure. So I just skipped it as a whole for regional.
That's fair. I told you could probably skip the last couple here, and it's tough for you because Luke Riley had didn't he lose the first round actually against Bogdan?
Yeah, very bad first round actually. Yeah,
but he did have a great knockout, so that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to the next fight here, or next category. I kept saying that last time I'm going to say it. Another category, Zach. Actually, you have a pick for this one because we all have best contender series prospect. Marcel, I'll start with you. What your thoughts?
I went with Larry and Douglas. I think he.
You took Zach's pick, of course.
Pretty much the most complete guy. I felt like he looked really good. There's also a lot of experience already. I think he can match up with a lot of guys in the UFC. So that's pretty much my pick, and it was spectacular in my opinion. So yeah.
Great pick. You know what I took? This guy, Michael Oliveira, LFA guy. He had that crazy finish, 3 knockdowns. I think this guy's like super legit. He's ready for the UFC. I'm excited for his debut. He's going to be good. I think this guy's good. He's a nasty striker. Crazy knockout power technical. I think there's quite a few good prospects from the season. The other one I thought about, but he's already made his debut, so I thought it was cheating. But Steven Asplund, I love this guy, and I just love his personality, Marcel. He's like if me or you lost a couple 100 pounds and became fighters. So that would be like, that's my guy. You know what I mean? So I think that's a solid pick as well. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah. I was debating if I was biased because Larry and Douglas did win my 2024 knockout of the year. But this was one that I think the full story kind of went with him, so it probably did shade my judgment a bit.
Sure.
But I thought Larry was ready last year for the UFC. So when we actually were able to let him know he was on Contender Series before Cub Swanson did, which sorry Cub, and like he broke down in tears on us on a phone call because like he just knew this was his like tryout. Then he gets the knockout win over Teague, who like the opposition, that was probably his least competitive fight in his entire career, and it got him to the UFC. And now he's just wondering when the hell can he debut. They haven't called him yet about anything. And he was expecting, like, they were expecting a kid, so he wasn't sure if that was the reason. But he was like, he reached out to us and was like, "Have you heard anything? Because like you found out about Contender Series first, like."
Yeah. And
we're like, "No, dude. Like, this is like, UFC will probably call your manager." And yeah, so I'm waiting for him to debut. Cyborg was big on Larry because they're from the same like town or village in Brazil, and like that's what made me first look at him. And then like, you start seeing, I think Marcel said it perfectly. He's like the most well-rounded fighter from this season.
It's a great pick. Yeah, great pick. I mean, you've been high on this guy for a while, to be fair. Like even when he was losing, You were like, hey, this guy's still got some potential, right? So
Yeah,
it's all big.
that bloodline crew will
Yeah.
be in. Like, they're gonna be what the fighting nerds thought they were.
They're gonna have to keep fighting Kevin Villegas though. They have to fight. Kevin Villegas has to fight everyone in that team first. Even though Rodriguez is very good. I mean, he's very, very good. I like this. Okay, there's a couple comments here. Damian Pinos, Marcel, that's your guy. You spelled it wrong though, Blake. What the hell, man? You spelled
They
it
did it
wrong.
on purpose.
You got it on purpose. And look at this one. Pinos really did stand out. He came up big, as Lazy Bet says. Get it, Marcel? Get it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm
You
not
get the joke?
stupid.
Okay, cool.
I
Chris Campbell,
hope-
the Pink Panther. Yeah,
I
good
hope
pick.
for you get it.
There were some good prospects, but the thing is, like, again, Contender Series is like, as Dana White says, if you fucking love betting, you gotta love Contender Series. Then they show up in the UFC, you really never know how good these guys are, because like a lot of these fights, including your guys, Zach, like these fights are mismatches. So like you really never know until they step in the octagon. They fight someone somewhat decent, but hopefully they build up these guys slow. There's no rush.
They thought Steve Aspin was gonna get his fucking face punted off.
Yeah.
They thought Anthony was already going to be fighting the UFC.
Yeah.
A month later.
Didn't he lose again too?
They did, I mean, remember last year with Junici Dubin against Shannon Clark?
Oh, so don't bring that up. Don't even.
Yeah, they obviously Mick wanted Shannon to it.
Of course. Actually, she might get another shot though. I think she potentially could, right?
Yeah, she got gifted one win and then won a really good win afterwards.
Dude, Zach, thank you so much for coming on, man. That was fucking awesome. We just hit the hour mark, so it's perfect.
Absolutely.
That was fun, guys. That was a lot of fun. Really good picks from both you guys. I think I had the best picks, but you guys also had the tied for the second best picks. No, I'm joking. It's one of those things where like you can make an argument for a lot of different fighters for all these categories. So awesome podcast, guys. A lot of fun. Let me just get a few other comments here, and then we'll end the show. Oldest prospect was, I think, Mandel Nalo. Yeah, Rat Garbage. The Mango is his new nickname. Poor UDC.
Who got 3 years older out of nowhere?
It's crazy, right? It's different age. Yeah.
Max Gimenez guy was like 42, but actually 32.
Montas Contra Vish. Yeah, this guy was good too. I don't even know. I'll never know how to spell this guy's name in the UFC. Marcel probably has the spelling down pat. Murtazali Magomedov. Yeah, that was a good pick too. Zach, tell the people where they can find you, brother.
Yep, you can find me on Twitter at Zach Likes MMA. On Instagram at 4 Ounce to Freedom Pod. And then it's also on Twitter as well. And Fight Chapel on all networks as well.
Yeah, Zach's the man when it comes to developmental MMA, so that's the guy to follow, guys. If you're not following Zach, what the fuck are you really doing? Like, why are you really following anyone on Twitter if you don't have Zach and Marcel, Big Marcel, the guy for all your UFC? You got Zach for your regional MMA, and you got Marcel for your UFC, right, Marcel?
Yeah, man, Zach, crazy cast BFF. Who doesn't want to follow him?
They've actually met in person, so Zach actually has been in the same room as the guy. So
yeah,
they're real people. He's a real person, I should say.
Sadly, yes.
Yeah. And you guys know where to find Marcel, Big Marcel 24. A couple other comments really quick, guys, because we're gonna do fight announcements for 10 minutes. Me and Marcel. We'll just go through the new fights after we're done this. Do you guys think Earl Elliott gets ranked? Maybe. And he's pretty good. I think possible. Zurcher didn't he just lose? I thought he just lost. Didn't he, Brian Zurcher? Yeah, I don't know, Tristan, because he just lost, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, here your stand account's back, Marcel. Marcel with the great takes.
This guy knows,
Marcel's got he's actually typing, like he's got someone typing for him. This. We didn't do upset of the year because we did like best awards, but upset of the year, I mean, it has to be Barcelos, right, against Talbot. I think it has to be, right?
Yeah, probably. If you look at how do you say that, the odds, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be up there. Gable fight Contender or just get signed. I think he probably will fight Contender. He shouldn't. He's ready, and they need heavyweights, but I think he probably does. All right, so, save the questions, Anton.
On Gable though, with the whole fight pass changing, if he was under a developmental deal as rumored, and he's fights for LFA, can he still fight for LFA?
Good question. We don't know. Fighting on YouTube soon, Zach. Fighting on YouTube. I mean, he just fought on YouTube for DBX, so he's back to his regular his spot. By the way, it's Marcel's mom. That's who Danger Mouse is. There we go. It's out of Mrs. Dorf. All right, we'll end the show. We'll do quick fight announcements, guys. There's like only a few, but we'll take a few questions and stuff. Zach, once again, thanks, brother. We're gonna end the show right now.